Hi folks, it's John Nizman from lastchanceautorestore.com, and just going to share with you a quick update. This is one of the cars that we're working on. It's a 1972 BMW, and the model is referred to as a 2002. So this, our client lives in England, so he's quite a distance away. So what we'd like to do is share this update. It's almost ready for paint, and the original color is a midnight blue metallic. So we've done quite a bit of work on it, and when we've been taking pictures throughout the stages of the block sanding and the smoothing, it's really hard to tell with photographs how rough the body was and how smooth it is now. So we're almost ready to take it over to the booth. So basically what I'd like to do is just we'll do a quick brief walk around on the vehicle. There was a substantial amount of body filler and body damage. There was some collision damage down here along this front nose and the lower fascia. So we've done quite a few repairs to that. The gaps weren't correct. So where the fender matches this front fascia, you can see there's this portion or this seam here. And on one side it was full of body filler and it was smooth, and on this side it had a gap. And you'll notice now we have the proper gaps or distance on both sides. So both the passenger and driver side has the correct gap, and we've done quite a bit of work to this chin spoiler and to the groove area of the front. We dry fitted the grille assembly and surrounds to make sure they fit properly, and we've got all of these edges nicely done. And then as you come along the top part here, obviously the hood's removed, and you can see we have all this detailed properly. So as we come around the driver's side here along the fender, same kind of thing. There was a substantial amount of dents and corrosion and several layers of paint and body filler. So with all of that removed, you can clearly see now the really nice body line of the fender flare. And with the amount of Bondo that was in here previously, it was really hard to see this definition line and this where the marker light goes, and especially the fender flare. It had very little definition because there was so much body filler there. And then we did quite a few repairs. The rocker panel on this side had been replaced and not done correctly, so we've redone that and smoothed it all correctly. And then the door opening and the windshield posts and the roof had quite a bit of dents and waves and so on from parts being stored on top of the vehicle, and had numerous dents. So now we have the proper groove here where the body line, the roof and the sail fins meet, and you can see how nice and straight. I think the camera can pick it up. We now have the nice definition lines in the roof and in the pillar. And then same thing here, if you follow this pillar down, I think the camera can pick it up, you can see the nice body line here that flares out. And there is so much body filler previously that it was all flush. So it just redefines the body lines. Same thing along here, along the quarter panel and the rear flare. You can see how nice that flare comes around now. And then the nice definition line here. Obviously the trunk lid's removed. We've removed all of the hinges and hardware. So with the hinges gone, we can properly prep all of this. So when we paint it the nice blue color, this will all look like brand new. And as we come around the side, it had been in a few collisions in its life, and there was a substantial amount of body filler and a lot of wrinkles in the body when we removed all of the heavy body filler. So now you can see here where the groove is, the inset part for the bumper that wraps around, and then that's the hole for the bracket for the bumper. You can see how nice, and these are all original definition lines which were lost before with all the previous repair. And then something I'd like to point out that's really nice feature on this model, the 2002 model, you can see where it has this seam that starts here and it comes across into here. When we received this car, there was so much body filler in here that was all solid, and you lost that line. Some of it was welded shut, and then a lot of it was body filler. So what we did is we cut that groove back out like it should be, and then refinish it properly. Along the back, this was in really, really bad shape. I think the camera can pick it up. There's a dished area here that kind of swoops, and then it's dished here. You can see there's a groove and another groove here. Hard to see with the flat primer, but I think the camera can probably pick it up. So there's quite a bit going on in terms of contours in the back of this panel, and this was virtually solid with body filler. So we're quite happy the way this turned out, because now we have the perfect body lines and the seams and the proper holes drilled out for our trim, our lights, and our bumper brackets. So this looks really nice. And as you come along the other side, you can see the same idea. We have the exact seam from the factory. So the factory smooths the top out, but they have this groove in the bottom section, and that's what we've done. We've done it exactly the same as the factory has done. Inside the trunk, you can see this will be finished off a little bit later on, but you can see it had quite a bit of work done, and it's all cleaned up. And this rear window section had quite a bit of body filler in it too that was not necessary, so we removed all of that to bare metal and then started over. And then as we come around to this side on the passenger rear quarter panel, you can see we have the detail here of the filler for the fuel tank. You can see the ridges are nice and clean, and then once again the definition of the body grooves are exactly the way the factory intended it. And you can see there's subtle little things. When this flare comes around, you can see the way it tails off into the quarter panel. Well, this once again was completely gone in terms of visibility, because this was all flush with heavy body filler in here. So after we removed all of the body filler, we hammer and dollied all of the damaged steel to make it as smooth as possible, and then we smoothed and block sanded out. So now we have that true definition line following the quarter panel and then along the rocker panels, and you can see along here too how nice that looks. So then as we come along this side, very similar to the driver's side, the detail of the roof and the grooves and the pillar, you can see how well and how clean those lines are. And then as we come down, this is the section where our antenna is going to be bolted in, and then along this front pillar, most of this is covered by the hood when it comes into the down position, and we have all the detail done around the windshield. And then same thing with this fender, because this is all going to be finished blue paint here also. So I just wanted to do a quick little update and share with you. So this is a 1972 BMW 2002 model, and it's the two-door hardtop. So it's almost ready for paint, which is going to be a beautiful blue color. So in our next video, we'll share with you with the car painted, and we'll walk around it to show the difference with the nice metallic midnight blue paint job. So we've already prepared the doors, the trunk, and the hood, and the bottom side of the hood and trunk have already been painted the blue. So when we go to paint this car now, because of the metallic content in it, we're going to make sure that all the exterior surfaces are painted at the same time. So the body, the doors, and the outside of the trunk and hood will all be done at the same time. So I thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautorestore.com.